Hello and welcome back to the Mana Curve, where today we're going to check out this Chandra Planeswalker deck from Coreset 2021. Now, to be honest, I will say this Planeswalker here for Chandra Flames Catalyst is a lot better than what you would get in the unboxing or packs of where you would get Chandra Heart of Flame or Heart of Fire. On this one, I will say it's not a good card. The +1 ability, discard your hand, then exile the top 3 cards of your library, and until the end of turn you may play those cards exiled this way. That alone you need a whole bunch of mana for. Then her other +1, Chandra Heart of Fire, deals 2 damage to any target. So that's, maybe single target removal. Depends on how you have it stacked up. And then her -9 is search your library. Search your graveyard and library for any number of red instant or sorcery cards. Exile them, then shuffle your library. You may cast them this turn. So, not next turn, but this turn. And then you can add 6 red mana. So, I mean, it isn't too bad, but you really got to have those cards in there in order to let them get off. But her plus abilities, the top one, no. The second one is kind of iffy. And big difference in the cards is, this one is 99 cents and this one is actually 10.50 as of, 8/16. And on top of that, if this one's worth, 10.50, if you're looking for just, bang for your buck, just her alone being 10.50 and this box being worth 12, or I think costing like $12 and some change, your money is at least here for face value. So now we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and dig into this box and see what's in it. So to start this off, again, this is a pre-constructed deck, which I'm fans of pre-constructed decks. I know there's people that aren't, but it does make it simple, and it is great for new players because it's all put together and it's supposed to work well together. AKA supposed to. So on the back of the box, it just says Chandra Flame Catalyst, passionate, powerful, possessing a short fuse. Chandra is always ready to bring the heat, launching a burning barrage directly at your opponent's life total until nothing but ash remains. So what's in here is one deck box, which does not fit sleeved cards, just FYI. It does fit these unsleeved though. 60 card deck, play top or online, because this does come with a ArenaNet code, which will give you the copy of this, an entire deck here. And then it comes with one 15 card booster pack, plus strategy insert and 2 reference cards. And you redeem the code inside to unlock your deck in Magic the Gathering Arena, which again, is a good place, especially right now that we're in COVID and stuff like that. You might not have a place to go on the game shop or anything like that. But let's get started, as I struggle to open yet another box. At least when they say sealed product, it's sealed. Okay, layer 1 of packaging open. So this just slides off. You get your $10 card out of here, which I don't know a better way to get it out of this, since it actually does fit kind of nice and snug in here. Hopefully that'll be something better down the line. And then you get your box and more plastic. So box. Now again, this will not, I don't believe it will, well, this is bigger than the rest, so this might fit 60 cards. Sleeve. After you unpackage it, you are going to get the Chandra's Flame Catalyst. You will get one Chandra's Incinerator, which is a 5 colorless, 1 red. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponent this turn. It has trample. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, Chandra's Incinerator deals that much damage to target creature or planeswalker that player controls. So that's actually a pretty good card to go with Chandra. Next you will get 1 double vision, which is 3 colorless, 2 red. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. And that's an enchantment, so that goes, actually really, really well. Next one is Chandra's Fire Maul. It's 3 colorless and 2 red. It has haste. When Chandra's Fire Maul enters the battlefield, you may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Chandra's Flame Catalyst. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. So that's good if Chandra ever dies. You can always throw that back out and get her back out again. And that's a 4/2. You actually get 2 of these. That is not bad at all. Next one is Blister Spit Gremlin. That's 1 red with the ability of 1 colorless and tap. Blister Spit Gremlin deals 1 damage to each opponent. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, untap Blister Spit Gremlin, and it's a 1/1. So that's not bad at all, just for fodder and to do direct damage. So next you'll get 2 Pyroceratops. Creature, Elemental Dinosaur, Trample. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Pyroceratops. And that is a 2/3. And it's 3 colorless and 1 red. And again, you get 2 of those. Next, you will get 3 Chandra's Pyroling. Creature, Elemental Lizard. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, Chandra's Pyroling gets +1/+0 and gains double strike until end of turn. It deals both first strike and regular combat damage, and it's a 1/3. So effectively make it a 2/3. And that's 1 colorless and 1 red. Next is Hellfire Immolator. You will get 3 of those. And it's Creature, Human Wizard. Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. For 1 red, sacrifice Heartfire Immolator. I hope I called that Heartfire Immolator earlier. You'll sacrifice Heartfire Immolator. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. So that's a very easy way just to get past some defenses, especially if your opponent's on the edge. And that's 1 colorless, 1 red. Did we already do a Blister Spit? Yes, we did. Okay, so this is not in order. So let's see. Okay, so really, next you'll get a Spellgorger, or Spellgorger Weird, which is a creature weird. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Spellgorger Weird. And you will get 2 of those. Next, you'll get Carol Keep Disciples, Creature, Human Monk. Whenever you activate a loyalty ability of Chandra Planeswalker, Carol Keep Disciples deals 1 damage to each opponent. Carol Keep Disciples. Hopefully I said that earlier. That's 2 generic, 2 red for 4/3. And you will get 3 of those. So next on the list is Stormcaller for 2 generic, 1 red. That's creature, ogre, shaman. When Stormcaller enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. And it's a 3/2. So let's see here. And you get 4 of those. So that's not bad for indirect damage. Next one is a 2 generic, 1 red for an instant. Slaying Fire deals 3 damage to any target. Adamant, if at least 3 red mana was spent to cast this spell, it deals 4 damage instead. So that's not bad. And you will get 2 of those. Next one is Infuriate for 1 red. Target creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. And you will get 2 of those as well. Next is one of the red classics, Shock. Shock deals 2 damage to any target, and that's 1 red. And it's an instant, and you get 3 of those. Next is for 1 generic, 1 red instant, double the power of any target creature until end of turn. So that's a good one to just pop out. If somebody blocks your weak creature with a little bit stronger creature, you could actually take theirs out. And you get 2 of those. Next is Sure Strike, 1 colorless, or 1 generic and 1 red. Instant. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Deals combat damage before creatures without first strike. And you will get, I believe, 2 of those. And then they give you a lovely bunch of mountains from M2021, which gave you a nice little mix here. And they gave you one of the little special ones. It's not a foil, but, you know, that's so pretty. So let's take a look at this little insert here. Which I probably should have done this first. So this 60 card deck is ready for battle, so don't start adding new cards just yet. Play a few games to understand how your deck works. Then open the included booster pack. Playing the deck, make Chandra's incredible firepower your own with a barrage of spells that affect your opponents directly. Get extra bonuses when you cast spells, from temporary buffs to long-term power-ups. Combine creatures and firepower to reduce your opponents to cinder. Spicy. They probably didn't need that last word in there. Terms to know: non-creature spells, +1/+1 counters, alright, non-combat damage. What's up in the back? That explains what planeswalkers are. So, all in all, I think if you're looking at most of these, so this gives you, more just power when you're doing instant or sorcery spells, which are back here. Let's see if I can get to that. So they give you a nice little chunk of instant sorcery spells for that card to benefit. And I think a lot of the creatures in here, let's see, that's Stormcaller. When you activate loyalty abilities, that gives you a little bit, more damage. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, so I'll benefit from that pile of casts. Does 1 damage to each opponent whenever you cast non-creature spell and tap it. So those will actually pair if you want to keep, ping your opponent to death and annoy him. Whenever you cast non-creature spell, it gets +1 until the turn. So this is good for those instances. It gives it a double boost. And this is for all the direct damage that some of those can give. Those will boost up with your instants and sorcery spells. That gets your Chandra. And this will be cheaper as non-combat, but I think all in all, you're looking at Chandra out on turn 6 if you don't have any mana ramp in here, because they did give just nothing but basics. which is what I expect for just a mono deck. There's really not any ramp they can really put in these. So I think all in all, for this one, for what Red is known for is just direct damage, it will play out really well as is. There might be a few cards that I might put more in of, like for instance, I would actually see about getting a second one of these if possible, but that's still on turn 5, so that's kind of a high mana curve for that. Because let's see, 6. If you really want to look at mana curve, that's 5, 4, 2. You got some 1s in here. This is 3s, 4s, 3s. And then you get into your spells, which 3, 1, 2s. So you look at mana curve, Chandra's definitely late game. These are late game. I would say Disciples, turn 4, you should probably get medium. So 3 and 4 is kind of heavy. As far as quick, you can definitely get some stuff out pretty quick because that's, your biggest pile is on turn 2. So I give it, not a steep mana curve, but it definitely has one. And again, just to get her and the Incinerator out, that's turn 6 alone by itself without any mana ramp in here. So, and for me, this is really good. You still get your creatures out really quickly. There's not a lot of direct damage in here at the start. Unless you're sacrificing creatures, and on that, you might need to be a little bit worried about. But these definitely boost up pretty well with your instances and sorcery spells if you're knocking creatures down. These will help knock people down. That's turn 3. So all in all, I think they made a pretty efficient deck here. And then of course you get your single pack of Coreset 2021 booster pack, which is 15 cards. This you'll get let's see what we got here. So you got an island, which actually that's pretty good. Sabertooth Mauler, so 3. Angara the Diplomat. Tormod's Crypt. Sacrifice Tormod's Crypt, exile all cards from the target player's graveyard. So that's good for graveyard recursion decks. Instance, Fungal Rebirth. Turn target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. If a creature died this turn, create 2/1 green Sporling creature tokens. It's not bad for green. You got a creature Goblin. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have target creature get +2/+0 until end of turn. It's never bad. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Love creature removal, just FYI. And an enchant creature gets +2/+2, has first strike, and is a knight in addition to its other types. So that's a nice card. Mistral Stinger, Flying Prowess. Whenever you cast non-creature spells, creature gets +1/+1 to end of turn. Shock, we saw that a minute ago. Let's see. Cetizen Training. Enchant creature you control when Cetizen enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchant creature gets +1/+0 and has trample. So that's really good for what green's known for. Crypt Lurker. Crypt Lurker enters the battlefield. You may sacrifice a creature or discard a creature card. If you do, draw a card. Oh. Valorous Steed. Creature Unicorn, Vigilance. When Valorous Steed enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vigilance. Thrill of Possibilities. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card. You draw 2 cards. And Capture Sphere. Flash. Enchant creature. Capture Sphere enters the battlefield. Tap enchanted creature. Enchant creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap phase. So I think all in all, with the pack here, it's actually pretty good. So that's the review. I would definitely, again, for red, this is going to work out pretty good. It's still pretty fast, does a lot of direct damage. And again, it's a pre-constructed deck, so just looking at it by itself, it's going to be, a really powerful deck. Again, before you upgrade it, you do want to play a couple of games with it, as the book actually recommends, because that's really going to help you just get a feel for what it's supposed to do and what cards don't work out for you. You're going to want to remove those and replace them with something that will. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Stay safe and have a great rest of your day, night, afternoon. And thanks for watching.